Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Hawaiiverse podcast, a podcast that supports local by putting slippers on our hands to help us run extra fast. I'm your host, Kamaka Diaz, and this is our 7th episode. That was fast. Must have been podcasting with my slippers on my hands this whole time. We got a fun episode today with a huge announcement as well. But before we get started, I just want to say a huge mahalo for all the support. I appreciate the feedback and all of the reviews on our podcast so far. I read every single one, and it means so much to me. So mahalo. Okay, let's introduce our wonderful guest. Our guest today comes from the island of Oahu and is an absolute star on and off the court. She is a native Hawaiian, Chinese, Filipino professional volleyball player, singer, songwriter, fitness expert, influencer, and entrepreneur. She is back home in the islands, fresh off of an undefeated championship run in the Philippines, and she is gracing our podcast with her presence today. You might also remember her from YouTube. She is the one and only Kalei Mao. Aloha, Kalei. Welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Aloha, Kamaka. Thank you for having me. I'm doing really well.
Awesome. It's great to meet you.
Me too.
You've been in a lot of our lives ever since YouTube, pretty much, right?
Yes, it's been a while. I mean, I've been around quite a while on the screens, on the internet, but it's good to be here in person. I love meeting the people that's been supporting me through my journey. So mahalo for having me.
Yeah, and now you're a professional volleyball player, which is crazy because you told me off camera, off podcast, that you played soccer up until you were 18 and then went to college for volleyball. So did you just get tired of not being able to use your hands, or what happened?
No, actually, I mean, soccer was my kind of born in passion. Like my dad was a soccer player, my uncles were. So I just grew up around the sport, and I didn't really I didn't feel the need to venture out because I wanted to be really good at this one sport. So when I was in high school, I did a lot of experimenting with myself, and I got to play a lot of other sports. I went to a really small private school, so I was encouraged to try everything, and volleyball stuck. It wasn't that I liked volleyball more than soccer. It was just when I get my hands on something or my mind locked on something, I have to be great at it. Yeah. So I ended up shifting my focus to volleyball, and it just turned out really well for me.
Yeah, you're just
full ride scholarship to university, and now it's just opened up so many opportunities for me.
Yeah, you were just naturally gifted. And were you always just naturally gifted as an athlete growing up? Because to make that transition, it's not super similar, you know?
Yeah.
When you use your hands, when you use your feet.
I mean, I can't naturally gifted. I guess you have to be athletic. And I guess that's what you're asking me. But maybe, yeah, I've been athletic all my life, but there's just something about me that I work really, really hard on a certain topic or subject, whether it's a sport or just something I got to learn in the classroom. I'm really obsessive when it comes to learning and progressing. So when I came across volleyball, I said, oh my gosh, like this is so fun, and I don't want to be the worst on the court. I want to always be the best at what I do.
Yeah. And
so I just kind of got obsessive with it, and I loved like jumping up and hitting, and it was just the point of my growth spurt. I went from 5'3" to 5'9" in a summer.
That's crazy.
And I ended up being a 5'10" freshman in high school, and I kind of was stoked about it.
Yeah, and now you're 6'2"?
I'm 6'2" now.
Yeah, you're the first guest that's taller than me, I think. I mean, I'm not super tall, but I'm 6 feet, so when I met you, I'm like, oh, she's tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty big. I'm pretty big girl.
That helps for volleyball, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, it's super awesome. So where are you from? Like, how was your childhood? What was it like growing up here in Hawaii, specifically in the 4-4?
Yep. I'm born and raised in Kahalu, just a small town on the side of Kaneohe. My childhood was everything. My mom and dad, we didn't have a lot, but I had everything I needed growing up. My dad is really passionate about animals. I've grown up farm life. Nice. My mom was really passionate about travel. So I've gotten to see amazing places as a youngster, and just kind of that's where my dreams kind of stemmed. Like, okay, I come from the most beautiful place in the world, but there's so much out there for me to experience, and hopefully that'll shape me as a person, as the woman that I've always dreamt of becoming. And And so far, it's been good for me.
Yeah. Were you encouraged to leave and, see other places, or was that something that you just wanted to do
It was
yourself?
My family always encouraged me. They
That's
knew
good.
that I was not like my other cousins and my sister who they're just home. Like they're just everything about them is best brought out at home.
Mm-hmm.
My sister she is a mother. Like that was her gift. That's her purpose. And she had kids really young, so giving that to our family was a gift in itself. Yeah. And then for me, I'm so opposite of my sister. I said, no kids for me right now. I want to go and make something out of myself, like in other ways. So I did that. They encouraged me. They had my back all 100% through and through. So it paid off for me, because when times did get hard when I was away, my ohana was still staying strong for me and was like, don't worry, just go do your thing, and we're going to be right here when you come back.
I love that. I love how you put that, because a lot of people, they are self-conscious, or they get a little down on themselves that they're not doing what other people are doing, especially family, friends, people in your life. They're like, oh, but Kalei's doing all of this. But then how you said it, where she's good at what she's doing. Like,
the best.
She was meant to be a mother.
Yes.
And people are meant to be doing what they're doing. And I truly believe that. And I just love that you said that, because I just want people listening to know that whatever you're doing, whatever you're good at, just keep doing it. Don't focus on what other people are doing, but just keep doing you and like excelling at what you do best.
For sure. Yeah, I can't put it in better words. It's just, we all have a purpose on this life, and it's not what one person is doing.
Yeah.
And you can inspire to be it. It can be a big influence for you to do whatever it is that you're passionate about. We're all different.
Yeah,
so.
but it's like this collective community of like different strengths and weaknesses, and what you're bad at, maybe I'm good at, and then we complement each other, and there's this balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's super cool. So did you go to Kaiser?
I did for a semester.
Oh, for a semester.
So I was at St. Francis for most of my high school.
Okay.
And then I ended up transferring to get the credits. It was just for me to graduate early and go get an advantage at university.
Oh, okay.
I was working out with my volleyball coaches up in Minnesota.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I actually went to Kaiser my senior year from the Big Island, went to Hawaiian Immersion School, moved to Kaiser my senior year to play football and soccer.
Okay.
And then ended up sucking in football. We did really well in soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard that you went to Kaiser.
What year did you graduate?
I was 2011.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, you graduated early, right?
Yeah.
2012. Okay.
Early.
Yeah. I missed you then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Well, we were bound to meet anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, super cool. So now that you've made it, quote unquote, and I can say that because you have a Wikipedia page. And
really?
That's did you not know that?
I didn't know that.
That's like the sign of you've made it. You have a Wikipedia page.
Wow.
So you got to check it out. You have a professional volleyball Wikipedia page.
Cool.
Yeah. So
check it out.
And in growing up in Hawaii, it's like becoming a professional athlete. That's like the highest level of success you can get.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you can become a doctor. You can, do these other things. But being from a small place like Hawaii, we're so far away from everything. We're at a disadvantage already, just with resources with, one knock on the Hawaiian Islands is the level of competition, right?
Yeah, and the exposure.
And the exposure, yeah. I guess not really the skill level, because we have very talented people.
We have natural athletes.
Yeah, but you've made it as a professional athlete, which first I want to commend you. That's really impressive. I'm super stoked for you. And it's awesome because these local athletes, we get so behind. The Hawaiian Islands, it's like we're related to them, yeah? Like Max Holloway, Colton Wong, Marcus Mariota, Kalei Mao. It's like whatever they're doing, it's like you just want to support them. And I think I love that about being from Hawaii.
Me too.
Right? And you feel it, right?
I feel it
it's
every
different.
day. I just be I would be walking around the mall or even just outside at the beach with my family or something, and people come up to me. I love that when people aren't afraid to show their aloha and be like, hey, look, my daughter really looks up to you. And I'm like, wow, thank you for that reminder. Because if I ever second guess myself, because I'm human and we sometimes say, oh my goodness, how much longer am I going to be doing this? It just is a reminder that even younger generations are being inspired by me and my work and everything that I've sacrificed. So it's a big tap on the back coming home from a really long season and then being told, hey, we've been watching you, we support you, and so the aloha spirit you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's well deserved.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now that you have gone to the next step and you're living in the Philippines right now, right? Which is a developing country. What is that like?
Yeah, I love the Philippines. It's so home. Like, it's so homey, and the people there are just so friendly. They're so welcoming, especially if you're Filipino. Yeah. They're like in that case, they're kind of like Hawaiians, where they're like,
very prideful.
Yeah, you're Filipino, okay, you're family, like that. So for me, I love the experience that I've gotten to immerse myself into the culture. I love Filipino food. I love my teammates and their ohana. It's just like I feel comfortable there. But Kamaka, this last season, I was there for 2 months, was probably the hardest time I've had to spend away and abroad in my entire career.
Well, why is that? Is it like mentally, emotionally?
Mentally, emotionally, physically everything. Because we're in a pandemic right now, and I spent most of the pandemic since March 2020. I had actually June 2020. I had come home, and I've been home like ever since. So that just this past August was the first time I went back to the Philippines, and in Asia in general, it's just not good right now during the pandemic. It's so restrictive, and we're over here complaining that, oh, I still got to wear a mask. Like, no, the Philippines, we have to wear a mask, a face shield, and if you have no business being outside just to get fresh air, that's not a valid enough reason. You need to stay indoors at all times. And for me, I'm the most outgoing person that I know. So we played in a restrictive bubble this past tournament.
Oh, like the NBA bubble a couple years ago. Similar
except
to that.
Philippines edition. Actually, female athlete Philippines edition, which is the worst. Like, I had to eat from containers like every meal, and it wasn't enough, and I would just be cranky and just really moody. And
that's probably why you guys won. Yeah, you had a lot of anger to get out.
No, I'm making every moment worthwhile. I struggled in that bubble. I had to go from my hotel room straight to the gym, train twice a day, and then back to the hotel room, eat from my container, and go to bed, and do it all over again for 2 months. And I was just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, but you made it. You made it.
I did.
And I'm guessing you had a lot of support from your ohana back home. And
I did.
Did that keep you going?
For sure. It always does. And so does music. So I'm really like, I'm just really thankful to be back and be free. I haven't had any crazy cravings. Like, I'm not indulging in any food. I'm just really taking it easy and being able to just be present and be out.
I love that. Yeah, and because you spend a lot of time on your phone as well because you're an influencer, right?
Yeah.
So being able to step away and kind of just take a breather, it must feel nice, especially over here. Just go to the beach, whatever. Yeah, awesome. So it's kind of crazy for me to see your success because I remember seeing you on YouTube in high school.
Yeah.
Because we're about the same age. So that's when YouTube was kind of getting big. You would sing songs with Roman. I think you have a video with Josh, Tatofi, and Roman from Kolohekai. That's what I'm talking about. And then, so I left for about 3.5, 4 years. In 2016, I went to the Peace Corps in Madagascar.
Awesome.
So I was disconnected for a while. So I come back and I'm just like, whoa, Kalei Ma's a professional volleyball player. It's kind of crazy just to see that because I'm like, oh, that's the girl from YouTube. Yeah, and it's just funny how, that transition from, like, I had no idea you played volleyball, which is crazy.
It just came up, I guess.
But I feel like it happened so quick,
well,
right?
I didn't play much volleyball in high school. I was still playing soccer. So I was able to play for a club volleyball team here in Oahu. And then we traveled to a tournament in Orlando, AAUs it's called. And I got scouted by a ton of like Division I universities, and my parents actually didn't come on that trip with me. So when I got back from it, like this was my first tournament as a volleyball player. I just went because like people said I had potential. Like my coaches, I played for some of the the University of Hawaii coaches. I played for the club Imiike.
Okay.
And so we come back, and I have envelopes like stacked up on the dinner table, and my mom's like, Tyler, this is for you. Like my first name's Tyler, but literally all of it had Tyler Marima, and I'm like, Mom, I have mail, like dope, you know, as a kid.
You're stoked,
we're super stoked.
Yeah.
So I had, and the logos of the universities on the envelopes. It was such an amazing, like such an exciting process, and to open them and say that I'm interested, like you caught our eyes at this tournament down in Orlando. Like we would love to invest in your career as a volleyball player and blah, blah, blah. And the fact that it was like financially, it would free my family from hoping that I could go to college. Like none of my other siblings got to go, and my parents didn't either. And so having this opportunity and getting a scholarship to pretty much any university that I was interested in the beginning, I could choose it. I could choose from it. Dang. And so it was a blessing. And soccer at the time only offered 75% scholarship, which was a blessing in itself as well. Like, what? I would only have to pay for rooming and board? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But volleyball, women's volleyball is really big in bringing in the funds. It's financially, it's a good, stable sport, and it's still growing.
Yeah.
And so I made that decision. It wasn't even hard for me. I said, if they want me to be a volleyball player and I want to, I love it, I'm going to do it. And my family will, all they have to do is just cheer me on. Yeah. That's it. That's dope.
Draw a couple chihus.
Yeah.
Oh, so you ended up choosing Arizona and then Minnesota? Or
I went to University of Minnesota first.
Minnesota
I was
and
there
then Arizona.
for about a year and a half because I graduated from high school early, and then I went up in the spring, did a lot of training with the team, good training. But since I was still raw and really not even a volleyball player yet, being in one of the top 3 programs in the nation, it was a lot on me. Like, it was just too much. I said, I need the basics. Like, I'm going up against 6'5", 6'6" middle blockers. I'm 5'11" going into college. I was like, this is not the sport I remember. This is really high level.
Yeah.
And so
that's the difference between here and over there, right?
Yeah, and it's the Big Ten. Yeah. That's University of Minnesota. That is high level volleyball. It's a powerhouse. Yeah. And so going into that and feeling a little bit, not uncomfortable, but I wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't confident in my sport at the time. So I made a decision based on where I'm going to be happy and where am I going to thrive and progress. And that's when I decided to transfer to University of Arizona, which was such a great move for me in my career.
Yeah. And then so that led you to going to the Philippines because of your collegiate career? Did you get like offers to play professional?
Yeah. So when you can get on a team that's maybe top 25 and you're a pretty good, like you're really good competitor, I moved to the Pac-12 conference, which is the West Coast. And I did really well there. Because I was physical enough to be in the Big Ten, but IQ-wise, I wasn't fit for it.
You're still learning, They're just molding your raw talent.
I was able to take what I learned from Minnesota and I brought it to the Pac-12, and I was kind of a monster. Like, I was just kind of ripping balls.
Man,
like
I can't even imagine.
And they're just like, this Hawaiian girl, like, went to Minnesota, comes over here.
Like, who made her mad, yeah?
We're playing against tall, blonde girls, and I'm just breaking arms, like, rah, just going at it.
Built different.
Yeah, but it was a good balance because then in Minnesota, I learned offense. I learned to hit the ball really hard in good spots. And then in Arizona, I was taught good defense. And so that's what really molded me into a 6-rotation volleyball player, an outside hitter. And that's how I became an All-American. We did well in the last NCAA conference of my senior year. And then I got the offers to go overseas.
Yeah. So is volleyball, professional volleyball, not big in America? So do you have to play overseas?
So before, you had to play overseas. There's no professional volleyball league in the States, which is crazy because some of the best
Yeah.
players in the world are from the States.
Yeah.
So we're usually imports, and we go. I started my rookie season in Puerto Rico in 2017. After that, I signed in France. I played there for a season.
Oh, you got to travel.
Yeah,
Nice.
but I got injured there because I was being used as a machine, and I was just swinging 90 swings a game. And then I came home, got shoulder surgery, and said I can't go out like that. So boom, I ended up getting an offer from the Philippines and was like, we can work something out because you're Filipino. My mom is born there, and we can get your citizenship, and you can play for our national team. Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to play for the Philippine national team. That's
awesome.
crazy.
I'm getting chicken skin. That's so awesome.
Yeah, so I told them, I was like, hey, but I'm coming off of a really bad shoulder surgery, and it's going to take about 8 months to recover. And they said, we want to invest in you. Come to the Philippines as soon as possible. We'll do your rehab, get you stronger than ever, and then you're going to play for us. And I was
they didn't just say, just use your other hand?
No, I think it's worthwhile if you want to wait.
Yeah, well, look up some highlights on YouTube and then you'll know what we're talking about. Wow, so during that whole time, during the last couple of years of being a professional volleyball player, have you been able to keep up with music? I know recently you have a song out right now, Island Home. It's on Spotify and YouTube, wherever you listen to music, right? You're going to play us a song later.
For sure.
So stay tuned. For those who are listening, we got a special, I guess, guest.
Treat.
You already know who it is.
Well, music is always going to be with me. Like, it's gotten me through the hardest times of my life thus far. And so being away and being abroad, my life isn't as like luxurious as people might think because I'm a professional athlete. I mean, definitely I treat my body well. I invest in myself in other ways, but I'm also in a third world country and I don't do a lot, like, especially in this past bubble. So music and my ukulele is actually my escape. Like, that is my luxury in life. And to have a voice with my power, like, I guess I didn't realize it until I went away from Hawaii, is that when I use my voice, I can touch other people.
Oh, yeah.
And the way that I love to impact and inspire people is through my voice and through my body, the way that I play and the way that I work. And so I'm not stopping that. It's actually, it motivates me to hear people say, Kalei, I love your music. Kalei, I love the way you play volleyball, or this stuff. Like, when my fans remind me of what I am good at, I just keep wanting to get better. And so even though I'm really busy in the Philippines when I'm training twice a day, just in that little window of rest, I always have my ukulele, just chilling on my stomach on my bed, laying down, like waiting for the next practice. So
do you have a go-to song that you would always sing when you're away? Something that reminded you of home? What is it?
It was, well, not something that reminded me of home, but my go-to song is Still Be a Lady. It's a remake of Yellow Man, but rewritten by Rebecca Barales. She's from Hawaii as well. But I used to sing that even when I was in high school. And it's just empowers me as a woman, as a wahine.
What are some of the lyrics, like the lyrics that really speak to you?
It was like, it's talking about reaching out to and letting women know that we are strong and we can be beautiful and powerful at the same time, and not to question your femininity. Don't hold back who you are as a woman, because men should actually go around, like, not go around, but like they should just get used to stronger women, especially in this day and age.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It's kind of like every man for themselves. It's not, you don't see those general like husband and wife type of relationships as much anymore. It's a beautiful thing, but nowadays we have so much more independent women that even me, I'm still a single woman I'm 26 years old. I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. And so girls like me that are like always pressured by our family or our friends to have kids and you should settle down. Like, this song always reminds me, like, hey, you can still do this on your own. And you really don't have to be what everybody else is telling you to be.
I love that.
Like-
That's very empowering. And being in a developing country, while I was in Madagascar, they have very traditional gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to, well, because in the Peace Corps, you want to educate them on a lot of the things, and they just don't know better.
Yeah.
So being a leader like that and empowering young women to know that they don't have to conform
Yeah.
to these societal norms,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the most powerful things that you can do, especially with your platform.
Yeah.
So you're doing a great job. And do you see a lot of that in the Philippines? Are there traditional gender roles, like women wash
Yes.
clothes, women are in the kitchen? Yeah.
Absolutely. And also the men are always more superior. It's not only just in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's other
I hate it.
it's other countries
Yeah.
that I've been to, and I was like, wait, but you also have to understand that we are in my job, in my career path,
Mhm.
like I have had my coaches, male coaches, like say certain things to me that I don't necessarily agree with,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, like cultural context. If you
Yes.
were in Hawaii or if you were in the States, I could probably put you in your place. But because you are from where you are, I'm going to accept it and just eat it. Even though you told me lose 10 pounds before my next game.
Yeah,
Like,
it's tough.
It's really tough.
It's tough to bite your tongue,
Yeah.
especially when you're seeing these disparities between genders.
For sure.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest part, especially seeing, well, first of all, guys suck. That's why I like women.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I see guys like when I was in Madagascar, like catcalling women, touching them, doing the creepiest things, and it sucks that is considered normal. Like women just accept it. They're just like, oh, it's fine. Like they just laugh it off. Like the women in my school, like they like the men would say inappropriate things, or even some of the men will, I don't know, touch like the young students in a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to see that as a foreigner because we're not used to it. So it's this type of culture shock.
Sure.
So how do you get past that?
For me, like, especially when I'm out and about and like there's people, of course I'm a large woman. And so when I'm walking around and everybody is staring at me, or like people like to take photos of me when I'm just walking and stuff, and I actually do accept it. I'm like, you know what? I've known when I was younger and when I was abroad, people would stare and I would be like, what are you looking at? Or like, can I help you? Yeah. And but then now I'm just like, well, they probably haven't seen somebody like me before.
That's what it is.
You actually have to adjust your way of thinking when you're in a foreign country. Like, hey, you're the foreigner. Like, you have to understand that people aren't used to it, and it's okay. It's unique, and it actually empowers me a little bit. Like, continues letting me. I wear the same clothes that I would wear at home. I mean, maybe not short shorts and a crop top, but I'll still wear I'll adjust. So
I love that you said that because that's something that I think about and something you learn from traveling. You just gain a new perspective on things.
Absolutely.
And I think an immediate reaction that we have is like, we just want to change the way they are. But good luck trying to change years and years of a culture, a tradition.
It's just been engraved in their culture and in their minds. That's how they think.
Yeah, and I think that's a very American way of thinking, is that everybody has to be like us.
Yeah.
Instead of just accepting how people are.
Yeah, that's also language barriers.
Yeah.
Like, why are you going to get mad at somebody that has a thick accent and you can't understand?
Yeah, right.
They can't understand you. Like,
Yeah.
you have to come into a compromise. And that's why I work so hard to learn languages that in the places that I live. Because why should I expect them to understand me? I'm here. I'm the one that's visiting.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yes, I love that. You don't have that colonial mindset.
No. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, and I think that's in part from growing up in Hawaii and, being around a lot of diverse people and hearing a lot of different languages. Yeah, so do you learn Spanish? ¿Hablas
I
español?
did, yes. The first place I played in Puerto Rico, I didn't have anybody that understood me, and I needed that. My first year as a pro, I went through a really tough time trying to adjust, and with my relationship being long distance in a different country, it was even harder. So
Time difference.
I just needed, I needed somebody to be there for me, to be a friend. And I worked my butt off to try and communicate with my teammates to get one of those. And I did. I ended up having a lot of good friends there. That's going to be part of my life forever.
Awesome.
So
and that's in Puerto Rico and in the Philippines right now.
Puerto Rico and the Philippines. Philippines, I have a little bit of closer connection to there because my grandma is from there. My mom was born there. I have family. And I've just been with my team for 3 years already.
Oh, wow.
The team that I've been on, and that's Ohana right there.
Yeah. What's the word for Ohana over there?
Over there, they just say family. It's Taglish. So they speak in Tagalog, but it's their native, like not native, but their go-to language is English there.
Okay, so English is an official language, and then they have a lot of dialects.
Tons of dialects.
Yeah, because there's 7,000 islands, over 7,000 islands in the Philippines. So there's just so many regions.
So many.
So it's crazy because some Filipinos can't understand other Filipinos, right?
They can catch words, but like it's kind of very unique. It's a really amazing way of communication they have.
Yeah.
But mostly in Manila where I live, it's Taglish. That's what they call it. So it's literally like pidgin.
Oh, nice. I love that. Oh, I guess kind of has English, right? Tagalog, English.
Yeah.
Oh, Taglish. I like that.
Yeah.
So do you communicate with your teammates in English?
I'll mostly, primarily it's
so
in
they speak
English.
English.
Yeah, but
okay.
I will, when we're talking and when we're like hanging out and stuff, we'll speak Tagalog.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome to speak another language? Because it's like
it's
you see a different side of people and you understand it differently. So like that's why I love learning languages and especially immersing yourself in the country that you're at, because you see different things. The way your brain comprehends things is different. You start thinking differently too because of how it's structured.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the humor, you can't understand the jokes and the humor unless you're speaking and you understand the language.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's not going to be funny.
Yeah, and then it's funny when you're learning, you can crack these jokes because like that's always my go-to when I'm learning a new language.
Yeah, me too.
I just use like certain small phrases
They love it.
like oh, there's not enough rice, and they just die.
Yeah, well, because they also appreciate it. Like
Yeah.
they appreciate the effort.
Exactly. Yeah, and they like that you're trying to be like them. Like when like in Madagascar they eat a lot of rice.
Yeah.
So like we'd say these phrases like siampi vari, like there's not enough rice. It's like, what? You eat rice too? Like we love rice, and then that connection just grows, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome. It's making me reminisce about my.
No, do that. It's good.
Yeah.
You have that experience,
Yeah.
that travel, and that's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
definitely shaped you. I can tell.
Yeah, well, I love hearing you talk about it too because it's easy to relate to that. But one thing that I would say is that laughter is the universal language.
For sure.
No matter what language you speak, there's always just that sense when you're with a group of people and you're even just like hand gestures or whatever it is, just like laughter. Everybody understands laughter.
Yeah. So is music.
And
music is universal as well.
Yes. So how was it during that whole YouTube time where you were kind of blowing up with, because it's probably not like those videos didn't hit 1 million views, but back then it was considered viral.
Yeah,
So
on
like
our island.
a couple
I mean,
thousands, that was
state.
considered million views these days.
Yeah.
Yes. So were you recognized a lot?
I was actually. It was the funniest thing was the first time I ever had somebody come up to me. I was on Maui. I grew up on Maui too part-time because after my mom and dad divorced, my dad moved to Maui and we have a blended family up there. So my dad and I were at a chicken feed shop getting food for our chickens in the farm, and an uncle comes up to me, and I'm holding my dad's hand, and I'm probably like 7th grade, and he was like, "Excuse me, are you Kalei? Are you Kalei Mao?" My dad goes, "Why? How come?" And I looked at my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, that's my daughter. Why?" And he was like, "Oh, my kids and I, we love your music. Like we watch your video on YouTube." my dad, he looks at me and he told me I do not go on internet. Like I should not have a MySpace. I shouldn't have like
shout out to
all of that
MySpace.
stuff. So he was like, "What you doing on the internet?" And I was like, I wasn't the ones recording and posting my videos. It was my friends in school that would record it during recess and then post it.
I remember seeing it. You're in your St. Francis uniform.
and St. Anthony's in Maui.
Yeah.
That's where it actually started.
Oh, that's where it was. Okay.
And that's where I went to school with Josh Tatofi.
Oh, is Josh from Maui?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's from Kaneohe and then moved to Maui as well.
Man, all this talent from the 4-4. Our last guest was from the 4-4 too.
Yeah. Who?
Keone Payton. Farmers Market
Yeah,
Hawaii.
yeah. So it was funny. He was like, "Oh, you know what? I don't have a paper, but can you sign this napkin for me?" I'm literally like 14 years old. My dad is tripping out.
Yeah.
He was like, "When we go home, you better show me this stuff. What you posting on the internet?" And I was like, "I don't know. I think I was just singing. Like, I'll let you post it with one of my friends." Yeah. And so I signed this napkin with my 7th grade ass handwriting. I'm laughing. And he goes, "Oh, thank you. My kid's going to be so stoked. Aloha, brother. Thank you. Your daughter is so talented." After that, my dad was like stoked. He goes, "Oh, bro, like cry. Why? How'd they recognize you?"
Yeah. He's probably thinking, "Oh, you're going to be rich."
But yeah, that was the first time I ever got to recognize. And ever since then, awesome. It's kind of like people be yelling my name. Like if I'm walking or jogging on the road, like, "Kalei Mao." And I look, I'm like, gotta be from YouTube.
Yeah, because they say Kalei Mao, right?
Kalei Mao, yeah.
Yeah. It's not just saying Kalei. So I'm guessing your friends call you Kalei, other nicknames, and then people who recognize you, they say Kalei Mao, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually.
That's funny. So before we continue, because I'm really excited to announce this on the podcast, I want to share about Shaka Tea, our official drink sponsor of the Hawaiiverse podcast.
Delicious.
Yeah, so you've tried it. So Shaka Tea, it's Mamaki tea, and we're going to talk about all the health benefits of and just like healthy living, because we're going to talk about your business, Kalei Hulu Health. But Shaka Tea, they're giving us some drinks, and they're going to give you this case of Shaka Tea plus this immunity shot. It's Hawaiian turmeric and Mamaki. If you don't know much about Mamaki, for those listening, Mamaki is a native Hawaiian plant. Super good for you. There's so many health benefits. It's been part of the Hawaiian diet for a really long time. Shaka Tea, these drinks, they have 4 flavors. Right now we have pineapple mint. My favorite is the mango. We don't have that right now, but we'll get you some at some point. Or you can find it at all the stores. You've probably seen it at a lot of grocery stores. But it's 0 calories, zero sugars, 0 carbs. It's the best thing. The best thing I love is that it's 0 calories, and I fast every day, so I can drink it without breaking my fast. Yeah. And it's super healthy.
And there's no caffeine in it.
No caffeine either.
Drink it in the night.
So what I want to do, I want to try this immunity shot, and then we'll let everybody know how it is. So here you go.
Thank you.
And if you're watching on YouTube, we have a small little visual feed over there. You can face
I love the bottle, like. And the logo is so cute, Island Vibes.
Yeah. Oh, I think they actually won an award for the best label.
For sure.
I think it went up against like Coca-Cola and like these big name brands, and they won. It's beautiful.
Yum.
Yeah, and locally owned, of course.
Yes.
Bella is awesome.
The
Shout
packaging.
out to Mosese. Gina, I just picked up some stuff from Gina. Shout out to Micah, all the Shaka Tea crew. All right, so you want to try it?
Mahalo, yes.
Oh, okay.
The packaging is super nice. It's really fire.
What do they say over there? Like to cheers.
Mabuhay.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Mabuhay. In Madagascar, we say chin chin. Oh, you just take it.
Wow, that's delicious. And one thing, whenever I look at packaging or a nutrition label, I look at the ingredients, and it's only good ingredients.
Yeah, zinc, B12, vitamin C, vitamin E, and especially now when we should be keeping our immune systems up because of this pandemic. This is something that everybody should consider getting. So mahalo to Shaka Tea. I'm excited.
Mahalo, Shaka Tea.
We're going to have Shaka Tea on the podcast every single episode.
Yes. Yeah. Can I come?
Yeah, just stop by. Okay, so before we get into Instagram questions, every episode we do a local business shout out. And this episode is a special episode because it's going to include your business, Kalei Hulu Health, and Vita Mia. We already shouted them out a couple episodes ago, but Kalei is actually going to be playing on the Vita Mia December 13th. So make sure you guys go and buy your tickets. Go to creativenatives.com and you can get a ticket and see her on this yacht, this live intimate concert experience. And I'm excited that you're going to be there. Dylan Pakele is going to be there, another great local artist.
Yep, he's one of my besties.
Yeah. Thank you.
Will you be there?
I'll be there. I'm actually the host of that.
Yeah,
that's how I'm connected to
perfect.
that. So I'll be introducing you.
Awesome.
Yeah, so everybody go check it out. Check out Vita Mia, check out Creative Natives, and then check out Kalei Hulu Health. She's going to be giving away a 6-week online workout program, right?
Yes.
Yes, and that is going to be paired with 2 tickets to the Vita Mia Live.
Wow.
So that's worth, I don't know, a couple $100.
That's generous.
Yeah, so every episode we release, it comes with a local giveaway. So this is going to be a really epic one.
Awesome.
So make sure you guys check it out after you listen to this podcast. Okay, so I really want to talk about Kalei Hulu Health, but let's go into Instagram questions real quick.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. All right, so this comes from Brada Ash.
Okay.
Ashton Nicholas.
Yeah.
Yes. Or
What's up,
no, he
Ash?
changed to Brada Ash. Yeah, he's going to be on the Vita Mia as well. He wants to know, how do you get through a creative block or stagnation in general?
Well, brother Ash, I'm a very big meditator.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of words in my head and that come out of my mouth sometimes. I've definitely worked on my filter a bit, but sometimes when I can't function right and well and as fluid as I usually do, I really need to take a step back, a few steps back, and I meditate. I usually do it to clear my mind because of everything that goes on in it. I can be an overthinker, and communication for me is so important, but sometimes you just can't get to that point. So if I'm home, easy. I'll usually go upstream. I'll go up into the mountains and I'll cleanse my soul and my mind and my spirit in fresh mountain water. I grew up, my dad is a really big nature man and he's a big mountain man also. So I really depend on our Aina and our fresh water to kind of freshen up my mind. And I love to meditate. Like I said, music is my escape. So I have ways that I try to empty out and try to unblock my creativity and whatever's on my mind at the moment. If it doesn't belong there, it usually just gets rid of itself if I'm in a good space. So I try to step away and realign myself.
Do you do yoga as well?
I do yoga
So is
every
that part of
morning.
your meditation?
I usually do yoga, and then when I'm relaxed enough,
And Shavasana.
and then I meditate,
Yeah, that's
and
my
then I'll
favorite
start.
pose.
Yeah, and then you fall asleep.
Yeah, I like starting off the day with a good workout
Mm-hmm.
and then like yoga just to clear your mind and
For
just try to
sure.
like focus on what's ahead and just be present.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome. Okay, so next question, it comes from Anonymous. I can tell you off screen who this is from, but they just wanted to be anonymous. I don't know why. She wants to know, at what age do you think you'll retire from volleyball, and what would be your next endeavor?
Wow. I've really been thinking about this, especially after this really tough last season. I think I would give myself at least 2 to 3 more years playing pro. Maybe 29, maybe 30, I'll be done. And my next endeavor, and this is something I've been praying for, I would love to have a family. I would love to take on that. Yeah, I would love to take on that role. I mean, it's something that I've never done before. I've done a lot of things in my life. Yeah. And it's something that
seems hard.
It does. But I think what's harder is finding somebody to do that with.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that but I still plan on continuing my business, Kalei Hulu, which I hope to grow. Because as you know, it's really hard to do 2 things at once, 2 big things at once, especially when they both mean a lot to you. I can't just put half half.
Yeah, you go
Like I go full, and
yeah.
even though I got Kalei hulu off on the ground during the pandemic and I wasn't playing volleyball, as soon as I got back to volleyball, I realized this is why I couldn't get it off the ground when I was doing it.
Yeah.
Like I am so focused on volleyball, especially training twice a day. My body is so important to me that I'm like, even every chance that I get to rest, I'm doing therapy or I'm getting in an extra sweat just to do that. So having to run my social media for Lei Mao and work with brands and collabing and keeping my stories up to date and you know, being active on that, it was just really hard for me to balance Kalei hulu health and grow that. So after volleyball, I really hope to go back to school, become an actual licensed nutritionist so I can help my clients reach their best.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Enjoy
I'm
your last few years of volleyball. That's really good that you're thinking about it, because a lot of times people get into professional sports and they don't think about what comes next.
What's next? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice that you have that entrepreneurial mindset and that you're already planning for the future.
Yeah, thank you. No,
Super
it's
cool.
it's a good space to be in, especially when you're putting all your pennies in one bucket. You gotta make sure you have.
You
a
wear a lot
backup
of different
plan.
hats too, so
For sure.
can't be easy. Yeah, I can't. Your babies are probably gonna be some hammers.
They better be. I'm not paying for college. No, no.
Do you have like a rule, because you're tall? Does the guy have to be like way taller than you?
For sure.
Yeah, that's just a no-brainer.
Anyone under 5.
So basically, other professional athletes, hit your girl up.
No, no. I'm saying there's a height limit.
Yeah.
There's also a weight limit. Well, anyone under 6'4". Look at me lowering my standards.
Wow.
6'4", you're considered a friend.
Don't lower your standard. You're in the friend zone.
No, but
that's classic.
I've worked really hard. I can be picky, I guess.
Of course. No, people should be picky. I don't think people should settle for anything, whether that's relationships, a job, like whatever it is. Like, go get what you want, you know?
And what I deserve.
Yeah, I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world? Like, if you don't think you can find somebody that's perfect for you, and they don't even have to be perfect, but you just like, a lot of things just have to align with what you want, you know?
For sure.
How is that not possible, you know? People just settle. They're just like, they get lonely.
I got some really good examples. Yeah. Like, I see some of my friends in their relationships, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not settling. It's that one right there. This is good. Like, I have hope. For myself, but I'm just like I said, I'm not home all the time. I'm not in one place for a long time, so I'm not really in that mentality where I'm just like ready to settle or give up everything I've worked for. You have to be really worth it. I do have I'm in a relationship right now, but we're just finding it out right now, feeling it out, and
it's in
seeing.
the beginning stages, yeah.
I guess.
But I can't believe it's easy, you know, traveling and, you know, being in a relationship like that.
Definitely
yeah.
not. Long distance.
And you probably have to, being in a certain career, you probably want to find somebody in that same career because they understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there's probably two different sides, right? A lot of maybe like actors, they're just like, I don't want to date an actor. Or some, they're like, I need to date an actor.
Yeah.
Professional athletes are like,
I have to date a pro athlete. Well, right now, maybe after I'm done being an athlete, maybe he can, you know, have just a stable job. But for now, like, you have to understand me. And also my other half that I'm dating now, we were 12 hours apart in the Philippines, and he's on the East Coast. So I literally would wake
night
up,
and day.
like he finishes his training at 7 p.m., gets home. I wake up at 7 p.m., but start practice at 8. So I'm like, okay, let me talk to you in this one window of 20 minutes while I stretch getting ready for practice.
Wow.
And it was just really hard. And so I'm like, you have to be worth it because it's not going to be easy.
Well, it's cool that people can hear that and understand the struggles of being a professional athlete. There's a lot of sacrifices on your body, on your relationships, on so many things. So, I mean, respect.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so last one. It starts off, serious question. Where did you get your height from? Or where did your height come from? Your fellow Filipinos want to know. This is from the art of combat sports. There's a bunch of underscores, but I'm just gonna say the art of combat sports.
You know what? I wish I knew. My mom and dad are both 5'7", 5'8". My dad's 5'8". I'll give him that. But I'm 6'2". I'm 200 pounds. I'm a big girl, and I come from a really small, like, not a small family and like members. I'm saying in physical, like physical appearance. Yeah. My ohana were Hawaiian Chinese.
Yeah.
And then my mom's side is Filipino and Haole, but I would say maybe my mom's side because her dad was tall and she has a tall brother, but it's weird because my older sister is like 5'6", petite, like very, very feminine build.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm so different from my immediate family that it's just kind of not weird, but like it's so crazy to see me pulling up with my mom and dad. Yeah. Like, and I'm just like putting my arms around them. Like, yeah. So it's kind of funny, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird how genetics work like that.
Very,
even in my family, I'm the tallest one. My brother's 5'7". I don't know, Micah, maybe you'll disagree with that. We'll give you 5'7.5", okay, if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
And then my sister's short. But I think my grandpa, he was about like 6 something. Both my parents are shorter than me too. So it's weird how that ended up. I mean, if you're not watching this, I'm 6'3", 230 pounds of pure muscle.
He's lying.
Just don't call me out like that.
Because we're gonna stand up next to each other soon.
No, we don't gotta show that. We can edit that out. This is just for the audio. I'm trying to catfish people here.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. Okay, so all right, so let's talk about Kalei Hulu Health and your motivation. Why, like your inspiration to starting that. You know, you wanted to do it because you wanted a better life for yourself and your ohana, right?
Yes. So when I'm away, I constantly check on my family. Like, I'm like, what'd you have for dinner? Like, did you drink enough water today? How you feeling? My mom, my dad is everything to me. My grandparents, they are so important to me, and their health is like primary. Like, it's so, so important. And so when I'm away, I'm like constantly on their butts. But when I was home during the pandemic, I was able to actually act upon it. Like, my mom is I work out in my garage during the pandemic, and I wanted to just stay fit just in case I get called for a job to go play somewhere else. So my mom ended up joining me most of the workouts, and so did her friends. And then my friends came, and then it just started becoming like a community. And it was my garage. That was the move every morning at 9 a.m.
The best thing starts from a garage.
Yeah,
huh?
for real. And so I started Kalei Hulu because I was kind of on call, waiting to see where I was going to play next. And I had so many clients coming in and out of my house, like getting better with me. And then telling me, like giving me feedback, Kalei, I fit into my jeans. Or like, Kalei, I've never felt so good. Like, I want to continue eating healthy and I want to keep working out. And I'm like, shoots, but if I leave next month, like, I hope that you guys can be accountable for yourselves and your bodies and your health when I'm gone. And so immediately I kind of like, I thought about how crazy it would be if I was a virtual coach. Like I said, on Instagram, I always see these sponsor ads, like these ads saying like, sign up for a workout to do on your own time at home, whatever. And so I was like, hold on. I know some people that are pretty good with the internet, like websites, engineering and whatnot. So I got a hold of my really good friend, and she helped me start a website. And she was like, yeah, this would be great. You could actually monetize your workouts. And I was like, wow. And I could like, I don't know, have it for them to do while I'm gone, and I can check up on them and still encourage them from afar. That would be amazing.
So are these like HIIT workouts?
It's a mixture. So usually I'll have for the 6 weeks, usually Mondays will be like a strong leg day, like a good leg day, but all with free weights. So stuff that you can just do with dumbbells in your living room or in the garage or something. And then Tuesday would be like a HIIT, like an upper body HIIT. Wednesday would be active recovery, which is like just tells you to walk a mile or two just to move your body, do some yoga. And then like Thursday and Friday will be heavy or hit also. And it's just like really encouraging them just to move. It's not, I'm not trying to make you lose weight. If that's what your goal is, then so be it. Take it up a notch. But if it's just really to implement healthy lifestyle and living in your everyday life, then that's really what it's for. So
well, I love that because I don't really lift weights. I'm not like a CrossFit guy. I've played sports all my life. I love the intensity of things. So I love HIIT workouts. Like I do Insanity. Well, not now. I just had wrist surgery a couple of months ago. But I would always do Insanity, and I love having a virtual coach to motivate you. Yeah. Because it's hard to motivate yourself if you don't have like a workout buddy.
For sure.
So I love that. Just watching a video, having Shanti be like, you can do it. Yeah. So is that how your video is? Like, are you're recorded and then you tell people what to do?
I haven't gotten to that part. Mine is just like, I just demonstrate like in a video with no audio. I'm just doing the exercise, and then they follow along my workout, like a whole regimen. So I have like the first set, 3 sets of 15 reps of like burpees or like squats, front squats or back squats or something like that. So I have plans to grow Kalei Hulu and extend it and make it, like live workouts or pre-recorded workouts of me actually doing it and cheering you on or something. Yeah. But I really just wanted to get it off the ground and get it with something basic and easy to follow for all levels.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think once you have a little bit more time, you'll probably just take that to the next level.
I can't wait.
You'll be the local Hawaiian version of Insanity.
Yeah.
We'll be the local version of the Joe Rogan podcast, local version of Amazon, Yelp, Groupon, Hawaiiverse. Kalei, we're taking over everything.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that's really impressive to come up with your own workout plan like that. And are these workouts just based off of things that worked for you? Or is there like some sort of science behind it?
No, there's definitely science behind it. Because for me, I'm an explosive athlete. I have to do lots of jumping, and sometimes it's not.
My knees just got really sore when you said that.
So I'm like, I don't put them through a pro volleyball workout. I would put them through something that's more like challenges your flexibility. If you just want to start off at a basic level, like a beginner's level, I'd ask you to just like learn the basics, like a squat or a hip thrust or something even without weight. So not a lot of the same workouts as me, but I will do it with them. And it's still challenging for me.
Yeah.
Because I work with a lot of sedentary clients, overweight. I help them lose weight, or I just help older women feel better in their age, growing and stuff. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of goals for certain people in my family, and they're all different. Like I would love for my grandfather, I'm not asking him to go and walk a mile every day. I would rather him cut back a little bit on oily foods. And my grandma, she could definitely stretch a bit more. My mom she's a hammer, so I could ask her for a lot. And same with my dad. He's strong, but he needs to eat better and just move his body.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems here in Hawaii. So isn't the nutrition. So does your program focus on nutrition as well? Or is just mainly the workouts?
Yeah, so mainly the workouts, because I have an active CPT. I have a certification to be a personal trainer. But the nutrition side is very touchy. Like, you have to have a license to be a nutritionist, to tell people what.
You're going to go to school.
So I would love, when I have time, I'd love to go back to school and finish my master's in nutrition and hopefully continue on the education. But for now, what Kalei Hulu Health offers is my cookbook. Like, I have my ingredients that I use, only good ingredients and really yummy dishes that you won't even think you're on a diet.
Yeah.
I won't even call it a diet. It's just food that I eat.
Well, so it's more of a lifestyle and habit change.
Actually.
If you're doing a diet, most diets don't work, or they're not sustainable. Restrictive. It's more, so I don't know if you ever heard of this. It's called the Waianae diet. Have you heard of it?
No.
And I just said diets don't work, and I said Waianae diet right after. But this is different. So the Waianae diet was this study that was done in 1991 in Waianae, on the Waianae coast, where they took, I don't know how many people, like 19 people, and they gave them a strict Hawaiian diet.
Wow.
A Hawaiian diet consisting of ulu, breadfruit, kalo, taro, wala, sweet potato, poi, seaweed, some fish, and it was like high in carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Did I say that word correctly?
Yes,
I don't know.
carbohydrates.
Okay. And it was low in fat. And
Yep.
most of the food was eaten raw or it was steamed.
Mm-hmm.
And this study, the average weight loss was 17 pounds, and it lowered like blood sugar levels. It lowered cholesterol, lowered it like fought heart disease, diabetes, and it's a really interesting study. People gotta go look it up. The Waianae diet. It's a book, but just having that knowledge of what our kupunas used to do back in the day, like the Hawaiians back in the day, we had such a good diet, and it brings to light the fact that here in Hawaii we are one of the most healthiest states with the most unhealthy people.
Yeah.
And that paradox is crazy.
It's
That
mind-blowing.
when I read that, it was like so hard for me to grasp, because we see it.
Yeah.
And it's from the introduction of these mixed foods, because like if you want to talk about Hawaiian food, like purely the native Hawaiian foods, they were good. They had a great diet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Hawaiians are super healthy. They drank mamaki.
Yeah.
You know, but now we have like mac salad, spam musubis,
Yeah.
these plate lunches which are so ono. I could never
Delicious.
stop eating them. Kalua
Yeah.
pig, like I can never stop eating that.
Yeah.
But they're so unhealthy, and the biggest issue in Hawaii is heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that have diabetes or heart disease because we don't have a good diet.
Correct.
And it has mostly to do with the lifestyle. It's like making these conscious decisions to eat better.
Yeah.
But how do you think we can encourage people to actually stay on track and eat better? Because it's so hard when you have the best food
For
from
sure.
all over the world
Of
here.
course. But like anything else, I think it's really important that we do things in moderation. And
Key
one
word.
thing that I can't stress enough is, if you're not gonna do it for yourself, do it for your keiki. Do it for your mo'opuna. Do it. Yeah.
Like that.
Really though, and I tell my dad this all the time, and my dad is struggling with his health at the moment. And I say, like, the strength that you have, I've never seen it from anyone else. And I want you to continue showing that to us. Your grandchildren are looking up to you. Like, you have so much life left to live. And so if anybody that's watching this and has somebody that you can't put pressure on them to lose weight because they're overweight. You have to find, like anything else, you really have to find a reason and make the choices on their own. Say, this is how I really care about you. And I want to encourage you to lengthen your life a bit, because we love you. You know, we care about you. So and if I were to encourage somebody, I would just say, then do it for us. That's all. I mean, that's my most peaceful approach, because you could really hurt somebody if you do it nonchalantly or
forcefully.
Or just because it's your parent or your friend or your other half. You can't do it without a heart. Like, you have to be like, hey, look, I care about you, and this is why I'm saying this.
Yeah. But I hope people really take that to heart and try to just change certain habits. Of course, me too. I'm saying I eat ice cream all the time. I love ice cream, but it's just hard to find that balance, that moderation.
For sure. But we're both athletes. We know that, and we know how it affects our body when we want to perform at the highest level. A lot of people don't know what it's like, how important it is that we put good things in our body so that we can get good things out of it.
Yeah.
So it's our kuleana to share and to acknowledge and educate.
Yeah, and I just love nutrition because it makes you think of food differently.
For sure.
I intermittent fast, so it makes me view food differently as well, and it's more time restrictive eating. When you eat, to me, is more important than what you eat.
Yeah.
But it's once you start doing that and you're more conscious of the food that you're putting into your body, you really feel the effects of it. And even like on your outward appearance, like say you're eating a lot of greasy, oily food, sugars, then you're probably going to break out more, right? Like I was just in Hilo for Thanksgiving. I ate so much ice cream and junk food. Then I got a pimple on my head, you know? And I'm just like, oh, well, that has it correlates to that, right?
You're also, you're also, man, I don't know, as women with our hormones, and we're so sensitive to what we eat. It's like, oh, a pimple, cute. I'm like, I'm completely breaking out and I can't go outside. Like, that's how we are as women. And like, I have to get on it. Like, I'll have bad acne for like 2 months and I'm just like, I'm literally vegan. Like, how is this? So it's hormones. It's really that. But our food actually does dictate like how our hormones are reacting, if it's unbalanced or balanced. So I try to stay as disciplined as I can. But like I said, when I come home, I like to indulge in other things. Right now, it's not food. It's my spirit. Like, I have to be around good people at the moment. And that's why I'm here with you.
Mahalo. I love that you say you indulge in other things. You know, get your fix from something else.
Yep.
I love that. It's a really good perspective. I never heard that before. Okay, so great conversation. Before we end the podcast, I want people to hear your amazing voice and give them a little sneak peek of what they can hear if they buy tickets for a video. Oh, she's taking off her.
I thought you'd never ask.
What is that?
My blazer.
Blazer. Yeah. I'm bad with fashion. They're all shirts to me. But yeah, so what are you going to sing for us?
Okay, I was gonna sing my new single "Island Home," but we were talking about "Still Be a Lady," and I think I need to sing that.
Hey, if it's in your heart, if it's in your pool vibe, then go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So live on the Hawaiiverse podcast, here is Kalei Mom.
Still be a lady boy. I can do what the guys do, you know, and I still be a lady. Sometimes I don't wanna comb my hair. I don't know ways of stylish clothes to wear. Sometimes I have dirt under my nails, but that doesn't make me any less of a female. And I say, oh, I'm coming up so very strong. This is just a time I'm gonna get to show you wrong, because I'm not afraid to stand up for the girls across the world. Show you that we are both strong and beautiful. And I say, follow me, follow me, follow me, step into my shoes. I show you just exactly what it is you can do, just because I have some curves and a brain up inside me. It doesn't matter if you touch me, cause you feel threatened. I say, boy, I can do what the guys do, you know, and I still be a lady. Boy, I can do what the guys do, you know, and I still be a lady, yeah, yeah. Okay, you gotta listen to this part. It's bars.
All right, spit it.
I don't want your car or your money. I'm independent Monday through Sunday. I won't have you look down upon me. Your ignorance is such a pity, and I don't need to ask for your help with the bills every month. Cause I work on 9 to 5, but still have time to have fun. I don't creep around no town looking for a one-night stand. Unlike men who sleep with anyone that drops their pants, cause I don't want no, I don't want no charity. I'm looking for someone that can respect my authority and appreciate when I like to feel girly. I wanna wipe off my lipstick before you kiss me. I say, boy, I can do what the guys do, you know, and I still be a lady. Boy, I can do what the guys do, you know, and I still be a lady, yeah, yeah, yeah. When I still be a lady.
Man, I just felt like I had a live YouTube session right there. Hold on, let me switch the camera. Oh, wow, that was perfect. Our camera just died.
Wow.
It was the perfect timing. I was just like, I hope we do not miss this because this is what we need.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank
Mahalo
you,
so
thank
much for
you.
performing.
Of course.
I never heard that song before. Oh,
It's not
great
out.
lyrics.
It's not on anything.
Yeah, I love the lyrics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. I love that song. It's spoke to me since I was a kid.
Wow.
I used to sing it in high school too, like all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Listen to it on my drive home.
For sure.
Wow, so I'm shook. I'm shook it. That was
I didn't even warm up my voice. I'm probably all raspy. Right now.
That's without warm. I thought that was so awesome.
Well, you can hear more on the Vita Mia.
Yes,
on
yes.
the 13th.
Go check it out. Okay, so couple more questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
So what keeps you grounded? You know, so it's like you've gained this fame and you've had all these accomplishments. And like, what is the thing that keeps you humble, keeps you rooted? You know.
The biggest thing is from being from Hawaii.
Mhm.
I am me because of where I come from, and I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't from Hawaii. I think, like I run on aloha. That's my fuel. That's my drive, and my ohana is what really keeps me grounded. Like, not even what they have to tell me anymore. Like, they don't even really give me like verbal strength anymore. They just expect the best from me, and just having them, the idea of them constantly staying with me in my heart, it just makes me continue on. Like when I told you earlier that in the past 2 months when I was in the bubble, so many times I was ready to quit and just walk out and say, like, this is not worth it. My mental health is not worth being in here. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just a sport. And I'm not happy. But the thing that really just kept me to take it one day at a time is the people after me, the kids that are looking up to me after. I'm not going to be on my Instagram, hey guys, update. I couldn't take it. Like, I left my team and now they're going to play in a tournament that we've been preparing for the past 2 months. And I just couldn't handle it. So I'm headed out. Like, it doesn't reflect what I'm about and what got me to this point. So really what keeps me grounded is Hawaii and my people, and the fact that I'm Hawaiian and I'm different from everyone else. Like, we are different. We're built different. We're made different. Our heart, our aloha, like that. So there's so much. We're bigger than ourselves. Like, okay, the girl that's from California, she gets to play for her family from there. But California probably has so many other big athletes that she's just one.
Yeah.
For me, I'm Hawaiian. I'm playing for the whole Hawaii.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big deal. That's a big responsibility, and I've always been down to take that.
Amazing. And you're representing us very well, so keep it up.
Thank you.
That's amazing. It's funny that you mentioned about the aloha because we have our drink sponsor, Shaka Tea, and their motto is, I don't know if you can see it anywhere, but it's on the bottle. It says, "Be the aloha you wish to see in the world."
Wow.
So I guess it was just serendipitous to have you on this episode.
Wait,
today.
and around this logo is a lei.
Wow, yeah.
And that's me.
Yes. What is your full name? Kalei.
Kalei hulu mamo okohala.
Oh, that's a
so
beautiful name.
it's not
That's
of
a beautiful
hibiscus,
name.
but it's feathers from the mamo.
Yeah, of Kohala. Yeah, Big Island.
Yep.
Yee. Shout out to Big Island. Oh, awesome. Okay, so what is the impact you hope to make on our community, when it's all said and done?
I think I'm not, like I said, we talked about this earlier, I'm not here to change. I'm not here to change norms. I'm not here to change society or whatnot. I just want to influence us to be better, to be the best versions of ourselves, because that's really what all you can do. And hopefully when you decide to take control of your own life, not follow others and just follow your own heart and your passions, be true to yourself, you actually can influence other people to do the same. And so, I don't know, maybe it starts with you, then you can make change within that.
Well, that's how it all should be, right? Change starts with
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yep.
You mean, like, you can't preach things that you don't actually do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, lead by example. Be true to who you are. Exercise 30 minutes a day,
At least.
at least.
Break a sweat. I don't
Yeah.
know. Until you feel good. Listen to your body.
Yeah, listen to your body. That's one of the most important things. So when you're on your fifth scoop of ice cream, like me, and you're so full and you're forcing yourself to eat it because it tastes so good,
Oh my God.
maybe just stop. Me and you, we're gonna work on it, okay? the listener, not Kalei. She got it down.
No.
we all have our struggles, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect.
Yeah. What is your biggest vice? Like, what is your go-to snack? Like the thing that you always just like
My guilty
your
pleasure?
guilty pleasure. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm a sucker for cookies.
Cookies.
I love chocolate
That's
chip
why you were
cookies.
wandering by Cookie Corner.
I
earlier,
was.
right?
He was like, "Where are you?" I'm in the lobby. I was like, I'm by Cookie Corner." But I'm
That's
definitely making a
classic.
stop after that. And yes, I'm not huge on like sweets. Like
Mhm.
I really don't. I never grew up eating candy, and like my mom was super strict on what we ate. Like no fast food, big rules. Like mom wouldn't. She could never see us drinking soda or something. But now that I'm older and I'm an adult, I'm like, yeah, you're right, mom. I don't need that.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't serve me any good.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's good to just like eat the cake or eat the
Yeah.
cookie. Like I will eat the 12 cookies. Like I'll bake it for myself and it's a whole pan. I'm like, what am I gonna do with all this? Oh,
That's funny.
perfect, because I love this.
I'm a binge eater too. So
Well,
when you
you're
said-
faster. You
Yeah.
can't do that. I
I
mean,
know exactly. It's counterintuitive.
that's why you're an intermittent faster, because you have to eat all at once.
Exactly, but that's bad. That's bad.
It is.
Yeah.
So
I know it.
It's classic. I caught you saying that. You said it's not what you eat, it's what time you eat.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, technically, I guess if you have a body like you, if you're a male,
Mhm.
but for women, it is important what we eat,
Mhm.
not what time.
Yeah.
Because I could get hungry at 11 p.m. and no one's telling me no.
Yeah. I don't like to eat late though.
Yeah.
Because the glucose levels are higher and all this.
Well, that's
ghrelin,
also your
leptin
window.
Stuff. Yeah, I like to stop before 8 at the latest.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all personal.
So you
Yeah,
go to
and,
bed early then?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, I think I like fasting because it helps me focus. So like when I wake up, I don't eat breakfast. It helps you focus on the task at hand. You're not thinking of food all the time.
Uh-huh.
And you can perform at high levels. Like there are athletes, George St. Pierre, he UFC fighter.
Yeah.
He would fast and do fights or train, and he would say there's a lot of benefits to like a fasted workout as well.
Yeah.
But not eating late, it's better because when you're about to go to sleep, your body starts to wind down and it starts to store calories. But usually when you're sleeping, it stores it as fat instead because you don't need the energy.
Yep.
Right.
It's going into storage.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then when you work out on a fasted workout, you tend to burn fat over calories because there's no calories. Yeah, so there's a lot of studies. I got Wi-Fi for the first time after like a couple years in Madagascar, so I just got super into it.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why I take this thing called OxyShred.
Okay.
Because it helps when people that fast. It's really good because it's a thermogenic. It helps tap into your fat storage and you burn triple what you would on nothing else. Like,
okay, I gotta look into that.
really good.
I'm sure you have a promo code. You wanna?
Kalei 10. EHPLabs.com. Use Kalei 10 at checkout. You can get a discount on the best fat burner out there.
You heard it here first on the Hawaiiverse podcast. All right, so where can we find you? What are your socials? What's your social media?
Definitely active on Instagram, at @laymao_, or just type in Kalei Mao, and the one that looks the most official is me.
Yeah.
And
you have a blue check mark?
I do.
Oh.
I do. I got it.
And a Wikipedia page.
I got it after my first championship that I won in the Philippines.
Awesome.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then I have Kalei Hulu Health Instagram. You can also visit kaleihulu.com if you're curious to find my healthy lifestyle and 6-week program that you can have access to my workouts and my recipes. I also have a foodie page, Kao Lei Mao.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I post all of my good eats. I haven't posted in a while, but if you are into good, yummy looking food, follow me there. And TikTok. I have TikTok.
Oh, okay, TikTok.
I'm not as active as I want to be, but I'm there as well.
Well, you're back home now, so you might have a little bit more free time?
No,
when
not
you go
at all. That was usually for my quarantine. I was doing it in quarantine a lot, but
yeah,
that's fun. I like TikTok.
yeah, it's fun. I'm not really on TikTok. I deleted that because you get sucked into it real quick.
Yeah.
So I kept going. But the thing I like about TikTok is that there's a lot of educational things.
Yes, lots.
Yeah, so I learn
And
a
recipes.
lot. Yeah, I learn a lot on TikTok. Yeah, so anyways, so go check her out on all of her social media, on YouTube too, if you want to see some old videos of baby Kalei.
Now it's mostly, if you put Kalei Mao in there, it's all volleyball highlights.
Well, if you want to see that too.
You can put Kalei singing, Kalei Mao singing.
Yeah, so go check it out. So mahalo, Kalei, for joining us today on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Check us out on Hawaiiverse.com, the best place to support locals. Spread aloha, be kind to one another, and mahalo for listening to us today. New episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka, and you'll hear me next time on the Hawaiiverse podcast. Ahui ho.